So to wrap up, what did we cover? First, we looked at the architecture overview, a quick refresher on all the components and how those fit into the overall architecture of vCloud Automation Center. We then looked at component and service locations. Now remember, I showed you that same graphic I've been showing you over and over. You're probably tired of it by now. But I wanted to go over again, now that we know what all the components do, where they fit in the overall deployment of vCloud Automation Center. Next, we talked about the minimal or distributed deployment options for VCAC. So more on the test dev side and smaller deployments for minimal, or the distributed for bigger production environments that require HA and load balancing. We looked at the ways that VCAC integrates into enterprise vSphere deployments and some of the advantages you get there. We also looked at sample networking topologies, and we took a look at how complex it can be, or if you boil that down to how simple it could be. So it gives you all those options and flexibility, but remember, you really want to map out what the communication paths are going to be and exactly what you need before going to deploy this. Next, we talked about backup and replication integration. So, looking at things like VDP or Site Recovery Manager or even third party backup agents that we can integrate in backup and replication policies to a blueprint item. So, when a user requests that blueprint, they also associate any policies with it so it's all created and orchestrated at once. And finally, we looked at multi-tenancy design. I showed you that best practice deployment guide from the VMware docs that talked about different URLs for the tenants, different administration paths. Remember, that system administrator who that layer sets up all the resources, then they delegate those up to the different groups, different organizations for consumption. So that's really the basis of the self-service catalog and the different organizations that you can set up. Well, you've reached the last module. I hope you found this course helpful. Feel free to reach out to me with any feedback or questions. I'm happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next course, which is the install and configure part. Thanks.